Well, hi there. Welcome back to another episode of Anchored, our opportunity to just be together in this time and to also come together to connect with God's Word. I'm hoping that you won't mind if we get into a little shenanigans today. I'm just feeling like we should go downstairs and see what some other people in my family are up to, maybe have some fun with them. You know, we just opened our sunroom. And then today it was snowing, but we promised ourselves we were going to go in there anyways. So I know that there are two of my peeps sitting in our sunroom, and I thought, hey, let's get into some sunroom shenanigans. So are you ready? Join me in my sunroom because it is time to get anchored. So we're here on location in our sunroom, and we're ready for some sunroom shenanigans. And we have contestant number 1 is Vince, and we have contestant number 2, Jonah. And today for the shenanigans, they are going to attempt to put a straw through a potato. You heard it right, a straw through a potato. Now, on the table, there are 2 potatoes, so hold up your potatoes. All right, and which person is going first? Okay, so Jonah is throwing Vince under the bus. All right, so Vince is going to choose his straw. He has a yellow one. Do you have any questions, Vince? do.
Are there any restrictions?
Straw needs to go through the potato.
Okay.
And once your straw bends, you stop and put your potato down. And then if it comes down to it, we will just have to see which one of you made it through the furthest.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So Vince is ready. Look at that look of anticipation. Is that the look of a winner? I don't know.
Probably not.
Go. Oh, he's thinking it through. He's trying to feed that straw through that potato. Those of you who know him know he is a very patient.
Doesn't want to go any further.
Okay, so put it down. Straw
I'm
up.
not done trying.
Oh. It looks like your straw is breaking though, Vince. Whoa. Okay, so Jonah, pick your straw. All right, he picked a white one. And do you think that you can beat Vince?
No.
You don't?
No. The straw's too short.
Okay. Well, you just have to get it further in. Okay, go.
How the heck did you do that?
What was that, Vince?
How'd you do that?
Well, that was certainly fun to see. My favorite part was the look on Vince's face when Jonah's straw went right through the potato. And I just want to take a little bit of a closer look. I know it was hard to see from where you were sitting, so I'm just wondering if we can go back for a moment and if we can just see up close how far exactly Vince got on his own strength. You know, when he picked up that potato when it was all over and showed me, he pulled out his straw, and he's such a big guy. I thought surely he had been able to get that straw in there. But when he pulled it out, look at how little an amount of straw actually went into the potato. And I asked him what his technique was, and he said that he was just trying his hardest. He was pushing his hardest and yet being gentle. And at a certain point, he just knew that he had to stop because he could feel that the straw just was starting to break and starting to bend, and it wasn't going to go any further. And so he had to give up. And that was so much different than Jonah's. And I'm wondering if different results came from the difference in how they actually approached this problem. So if we take a closer look at Jonah's, well, I mean, we know that his straw went right through, but he's going to show us again. He shows us that he puts it in his hand, and then watch his thumb. His thumb covers the top. His thumb covers the top. Now, Vince didn't do that. And when Jonah pokes at that potato, there's something stronger there. And so let's see it again. And he goes 1, 2, 3, and he pokes it. And it almost goes all the way through with just one jab. Now that got me thinking. I wonder what we can learn from this little experiment. Well, I think that many of us, without really intending to, approach many of the problems that we face in life like Vince did. We take a look at it, it seems big, it seems impossible, and then we think, you know what, I'm just going to take a little step. I'm going to see how far I get. And we just do it all on our own. And if we have learned anything from our anchored time together, it's that when we do things on our own, we are not very strong. And Vince found that out too. He discovered that no matter how gentle he was with that straw, it started to break. The problem was just much too big for that straw to handle. It was too much of an impossible task. Straws aren't made to go through potatoes. And then when we look at Jonah's approach to the problem, well, Jonah's approach reminds me of what we can take away from Anchored. You know, he sealed the top. He sealed the top and something happened. The part that we can't see, the air, stayed inside that straw. That air stayed in, and when he poked it into the potato, well, it just had a strength that on its own it wouldn't. You know, our anchored time is all about taking time to soak up God's word, taking time to remember his promises, taking time to seal them in us. Because those promises, knowing those promises, being reminded of those promises, they bring us strength when we get to situations that seem impossible. Many of the hard things that we face are indeed too much for us to do on our own. Jesus knew that. He said, "Come to me with all of your big problems, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you." That meant, let me help you. Let my strength be your strength. I love this verse from Isaiah. Do not fear. I am with you. Do not be dismayed. I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. Now, Vince wanted to test this out again. He wanted to test it with a different straw. He wanted to test it with a brand new approach. And so he did this. This time, he remembered what he'd seen Jonah do. And he sealed his thumb over the edge, just like we are talking about sealing God into our hearts. And when he approached that problem of the potato, well, we see that nothing is too difficult. For with God with us, we can indeed do what seems too hard for us to do on our own. I hope today that you will find strength in the promises of God, for they will never let you down.